It's time for Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook, the best place in Nebraska to place your sports bets, whether it's in the sportsbook in Omaha or Lincoln. They've got you covered with nearly every major sporting event. DB?
I'm still mad that I can't log in.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Of course you don't.
I showed you what I do on mine. It just goes straight there for me.
Mhm.
I got nothing. Big volleyball match tonight.
Can't wait.
Top 10. First time ever. It's a top 10 matchup between Creighton and Nebraska. And Creighton is looking for their first ever win against the Cornhuskers. Where do you think their chances are tonight for Creighton?
Well, they're pretty good.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong here. I've felt there's been a handful of times over the past few years that I was like, maybe there's a chance for Creighton here. They've gotten progressively, I think, closed that talent gap. Coach Booth is recruiting at a really nice level. There's a part of me that just always wonders how close it really is, and I don't know. I'm not as adept at volleyball evaluation as I am at some other things, and so I do always kind of wonder, like, how much of it is sort of the big brother, big sister dynamic between the universities and what Nebraska's been versus what Creighton is.
I think these are two pretty evenly matched teams.
You think so? Like, just talent-wise, you think they're pretty close?
And I think, Shane, they had the fives. I don't even know. I'm asking Shane. I think they had the 5-setter in 21.
Yeah, a few years ago there was a 5-setter.
And Creighton's better. Nebraska's better. I don't know. I wouldn't call this a toss-up. I'd make
like 65-35 Nebraska.
Nebraska's it's a money line thing, so probably like minus, I don't know, 150 maybe.
Okay, so not much.
No.
That's pretty.
I had to ask one of my degenerate friends. They would know.
Yeah, what it's at.
Well, Aaron already said he was taking Creighton tonight.
He's got Creighton on the money line. I don't know what that is, what that number is, but I'll be honest, I've never bet on volleyball before. That's not something I've done.
You're sane. I'm going to ask him.
I'm always interested when there's these dynamics where obviously Nebraska has dominated in terms of wins and losses. They've gotten progressively closer, as I mentioned. I just think that's really an interesting spot for both programs because
you got to figure Creighton probably feels better about themselves
at this point in the season. Yeah, I think so. I think Nebraska's trying to figure some things out. Creighton seems like they're feeling pretty good, playing at a pretty high level right now. It's really tough for me, and I don't know if it's just that having never beat them in the back of my head thing that I can't get over, or the fact that in the years past when I thought Creighton was close, the actual matchup.
Shane, call Jacob Padilla.
Didn't end up being
seriously
in that neighborhood, like that's
get him on the horn.
Yeah,
that's a pretty tough. Hopefully he's awake. I don't know.
He is. We have NEB preps.
Oh, there you go. This is a really interesting matchup, and you're looking at what could possibly be the biggest moment in Creighton volleyball history.
And Nebraska's been tinkering with their lineup so much.
Yeah. It doesn't really seem like they've settled in any way on who they are yet.
So I think experimenting is maybe too strong of a word, but hitting placements and more things have been said, and insides hitting outside and outsides hitting inside. I don't know. Creighton's probably in a little bit more of a rhythm.
You feel like searching, they're Nebraska's kind of searching for.
Well, I think Coach Cook plays the long game
for sure. Right. I mean, we saw that last year with how many young people he played.
God, I got another degenerate. John doesn't have it either. He said, my guy. You guys, man. These dudes are wild. Shane, did you get Pat Alilla? He's probably not answering.
He's not answering. He's having none of it.
I just think it's funny that you think just because you've got preps, he's awake already.
He's got that's true. It's an hour. When you get up?
I mean,
he lives close.
I'll say he lives really close. That's the thing. I think we still got about 20 minutes before Jacob wakes up.
Oh God, that's tough.
Selfish.
That's my guy. Do we want to try D. Marinas? He might know.
Yeah, sure. Try Maddie.
Do you have Maddie's number, Shane?
Yeah, he's got. Look, we're just calling guys randomly. I'm gonna ask Maddie too why he has such a man crush on Coach Rule.
He does.
He makes me look like I can't stand the guy.
It's funny to watch this guy who is an Oregon fan, who we'll talk to.
That is so unfortunate.
Him being an Oregon fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I think he told me, but I don't remember.
Like most things, you didn't listen.
I listened. It just didn't stick. You know. Like a lot of the lessons my parents tried to teach me. I heard it. It just, converting it from thought to action was.
Cody was like, he can have his wife call. No, Cody, we're trying to figure out if there's a money line. I don't think your wife would know about that. And certainly not calling NSAA volleyball officials.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna help you out there.
Is he or she frequenting like Warhorse?
They should be. Everybody should be. Those are our guys over there.
Why does everybody just screen calls? Are they taking a page out of my book?
So I think part of it is because of the number that shows up when we call, if you're not expecting it.
Shane, did he screen you too?
I don't know. These guys must be on West Coast time.
Doesn't it show up as like a UTAN number, Shane?
Like I said, West Coast time, UTAN time.
Oh
whatever.
my goodness, Ravi.
What? Did you nail it? Is it 150?
No, it's not even close.
Okay.
So you know how you can bet sets?
Yeah.
Nebraska -1.5 sets is -155. To win outright, this is incredible. -410.
Oh, wow. In a top 10 matchup?
Shane, hit Jacob back.
That's aggressive.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost triple what you thought.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
-410?
That's a lot.
I mean, I love both coaches, actually.
Coach Booth is great. I mean, I know everybody knows about Coach Cook. So
did you see how fired up he was on the sidelines yesterday or Saturday with the volleyball team?
Yeah.
Like, he's a fan.
I love Coach Cook.
Did he pick up? I think we might have Jacob. I got to ask Jacob and he doesn't care anything about numbers, but how is it 4-1?
I have no idea. That's an enormous number.
Wow. Wowzer.
I mean, I thought maybe in the twos.
All right. We only have a couple minutes. Do we have young Jacob?
Yeah, he didn't realize there was a UTAN thing.
I told you, man. It's that UTAN number.
Hey, Jacob.
What's up, Jacob?
How are you?
Good morning.
So, full disclosure, we tried Maddie DeMarinis too, so you were the first one to get. But can you believe Nebraska is a 4-1 fave tonight?
I guess the series, like Creighton's never won.
Yeah.
But I think this is. I mean, it's the first time they've both been top 10 teams. So obviously, I think this is probably the best Creighton's ever felt going in.
That's what I was telling Ravi. I said I think Creighton feels probably better than Nebraska because Nebraska still seems like they're tinkering a little.
Yeah, well, and Cook even said as much after the last match, and he said it a few times now. He's basically played everybody and has tried a few different kind of rotations, and it's all looked good at different times, and they've all kind of had some struggles at different times. I think big key right now is getting Merritt Beeson going for Creighton.
Yeah.
He hasn't quite found a way to get into a rhythm just yet.
How would you compare her slow start last year to her slow start this year? Simply that she's been here a year now?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like it's understandable for a transfer to kind of be feeling her way out and trying to get used to her teammates and that early in the season. This year, I mean, she was an All-American last year, and obviously team captain, and like that connection's already there. So they're and I mean they had the whole spring and everything. So that should be there. So that's kind of the weird thing is she's just been really high error for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure. It is interesting. Her role has changed slightly in that Cook's kind of going back and forth between having her play 6 rotations and having Harper Murray. And the last couple matches, it's kind of shifted more towards Murray playing that and Beeson coming out. But she said now that doesn't impact her rhythm at all or anything like that. She didn't want to make any kind of excuse or anything like that. So I think she'll be fine. Obviously, we know how good she is. It's just with the schedule coming up here, they got 3 top 10 teams and another top 15 team to close out the non-conference. She needs to kind of figure it out immediately.
But minus 410, Jacob. I know you're not a gambling guy. That seems exorbitant.
Jacob, like 10 seconds here. How close is the talent between these two teams now?
As close as it's ever been. Creighton's with Nora Sis and Ava Martin at the pins, and Kendra Wade is better. She is an absolute difference maker, one of the best in the country. And anytime you got a player like that gives you a chance. There
we go. Jacob, thank you for answering our phone call.
See you shortly, young Jacob.
Even though it shows up from UTAN, we appreciate it.
No problem, guys.